I am not exaggerating when I tell you that self-improvement saved my life. Okay, it saved my life, but it also turned me into an egg. Now, I know that this makes no sense, but what does an egg have? And by the way, this happens to every single one of my friends. To everyone who self-improves, who has been on a few months on their self-improvement journey and their self-development journey, they go through this. So this is important, right? What does an egg have? It is really healthy. It is really healthy. An egg, it is really cool. It is cool, you know, you can eat it, you can cook a nice meal with it, but what what happens then? Like, you can't do much with an egg. It is healthy, it is high in cholesterol, it will probably up your testosterone a little bit, and that is kind of the whole thing, but who cares? Does the egg care? No, it doesn't care about itself. And that's what happened to me, you know. I was modeling, I was looks maxing. I love to say that I hate looks maxing, but it worked. It fucking worked. I became a model. I got more attention from people, and I started to get messages from girls. I made muscle, grown my hair a bit, and became more attractive. I was also fucking like doing the weird little thing where you bone smash. I had this little marketing agency. I had quit all of my bad habits, but I felt empty. I felt empty. You know, I was not the same asshole that I used to be, but there was nothing else. And I would be very happy if I told you that, you know, I figured things out and that it was really easy for me to tell you this because, you know, I immediately knew the answer, but it wasn't that way. It was not that way. What truly happened, what happened in reality, is that I started to just drift through life seeking validation from people. I started to seek validation from girls. I started to text multiple girls at the same time. I never got to meet any of those, but I just wanted their attention, their validation. But of course, that is not going to make you feel whole. That is not going to fulfill you. And it didn't to me. And then I started to go back to my bad habits. I didn't really believe in myself, so I started to self-sabotage, and it got to a point where I was depressed, where I was not even the egg. But then I noticed when I was hitting my lowest point, I had attempted to end things, to put it in a simple way, but it didn't work out. Luckily, fortunately, and I noticed that, you know, self-improvement is not wrong. It is just the first step. So I turned myself into an egg again. But the difference is that now I understood that I was an egg, and that what happened to me was only the first step. So after you become an egg, what you need to do is to get out of it. You know, you get out of your egg and you self-transcend. You start to give your present to the world. When you are an egg, you're kind of trapped inside of the bubble of life, inside of the bubble of yourself. But When you self-transcend and get out of the egg, you see everything. You see the world as it is, or as good as you can see it. And you understand how to help it. And you go out and help it. When you have a passion, when you have a love, and you want to give your love to everyone, that's the next step. That is how you self-transcend. And that is beyond this just simple, plain self-improvement. Self-improvement, it is really important. But if you don't self-transcend, you are doomed to fail. By the way, I have like this little community, it is free. You can join. I won't sell you anything. I just want to understand you guys. I just want to talk to you guys. And if you want extra help, also free, also won't sell you anything, you can book one call with me. I won't fucking sell you anything, okay? I just want to see how I can help you. And it is not going to be free forever, so